So again, I like how I just kind of incorporate all of my ideas, or I'm starting to anyways, all on this channel as it's just easier than to maintain multiple channels. I still have A to Z decodes, which I just dropped Haley Bieber breakdown. She's on the top 15 list, actually ranked number 1, most famous who lives in Arizona. Slash born in Arizona, slash lives somewhere else, moved to Arizona, but Arizona connected. Anyways, I just dropped that over on A to Z Decodes. The link is to that channel is on this channel you are currently watching. So, with that being said, this is another one which is kind of something I thought about, and I'm like, let me just hit record and just look at it. So you're on the video section here, but it's kind of like live, right? And I used to watch hockey a lot. It's one of the last sports that I was really into before discovering that we're kind of in a fake world, right? And I used to watch a lot of hockey fights. And there's a couple characters that I noticed that have at least, one or so interesting things with their name. And I just want to go on the fly here too to see if I can find more, because there's definitely something there. So we have this one guy named Evander Kane right here. Okay, so you see Evander Kane, a Canadian professional ice hockey winger for the Edmonton Oilers of the National Hockey League. And it looks like it's possible that they're going to be going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Uh, for the second year in a row. But anyways, winger for the Edmonton Oilers. He played for the Atlanta Thrashers. He played for the Winnipeg Jets, Buffalo Sabres, San Jose Sharks. Kane was selected 4th overall by the Thrashers in the first round of the 2009 entry draft. Now, there's also another character, Ryan Reaves, right here. Okay? And you notice Ryan Reaves here. Uh, Let me read his little overview here. Ryan Reaves, a Canadian professional ice hockey right winger, Toronto Maple Leafs. Currently, he has previously played for the Minnesota Wild, St. Louis Blues, Pittsburgh Penguins, Las Vegas Golden Knights, and New York Rangers. Now, interesting connections. Obviously, these are two black hockey players. Okay. They're both physical characters as well. They'll find themselves in a lot of physical play, some fights from time to time. But notice their names here. Look at Kane right here, Evander Kane. And then look at this guy, Reaves. Okay? So you get Evander Kane, Ryan Reaves, and that makes me think of Superman. Because didn't Dean Cain play Superman? Or he may be one of the guys? In 1993, Kane took on his biggest role to date as Superman in the television series Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. And why is that interesting? Because you have Christopher Reeve, right? Did Christopher it looks like I've done some research in the past. Look at this. Christopher Reeve portrayed the Man of Steel in 4 Superman films. So you have Christopher Reeve, Dean Kane, and you have these two NHL players, Ryan Reaves, Evander Kane. And I mentioned these two characters from what I've seen. Now Ryan Reaves is kind of like he kind of like makes his living on the ice protecting his teammates, getting into a lot of fights. And you see a couple right here on the images. That's interesting, isn't it? Because the other guy's got Evander. You see that? And when you go to Google and you put Evander, it's going to want to pull up Evander Holyfield. You see that right there? American former professional boxer who competed between 84 and 2011. He signed as the undisputed champion in the cruiserweight division. So that's I think that's interesting. You get that Superman connection, right? You get Ryan Reaves, Evander Kane, and again you get Superman, which was portrayed by Christopher Reeve, and again Dean Kane. All right. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to look a little bit deeper here. And again, none of this is predetermined other than I noticed the two names and it's like, wow, that's interesting. So it looks like right away I see a connection with Dean Kane. Wow, look at his middle name is George, like George Foreman. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, okay? I'll try to keep my composure. His middle name is George, like George Foreman, okay? And look, when I put up Holyfield and Foreman, there was at least one fight. Look at this, man. Wow. Holyfield versus Foreman, billed as the Battle of the Ages, was a professional boxing match contested on April 1991 for the WBA, WBC. Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? So Dean Kane, man. So Dean Kane has the middle name George. But look at what else I saw here. Look at Dean Kane's birthday is July 31st. You see that right there? And let's go back to Evander Kane. His birthday is a couple of days later. Oh, man. Look at that right there. Ah, man, this stuff is all with the language. You get the different spelling with the last name Kane. Oh, brother, look. Evander Kane, August 2nd birthday. Dean Kane, July 31st. Just a few days before. Oh, man. So what about Ryan Reaves? And I didn't even mention a few of the picks. Evander Kane looks like Ryan Reaves, okay? Oh, man. Okay, so Ryan Reaves has the January 20 birthday. Wow, he's got a sibling named Jordan. So you can kind of see how this can go multiple ways. But he's got the January 20 birthday. What about Christopher Reeve's birthday? Because I know I've covered him in the past. I almost don't want it to be close. you know? Okay. September 21st. All right. So, wow. So, what is his full name? Okay, cool. All right. So, let's look at some pictures here. Let's pull up Evander Kane, because there's also some very similar pictures with Evander Kane and Ryan Reaves. And I don't, again, this isn't predetermined, so I'm just kind of going on the fly here. It's already kind of like a point made, but let's see if I can find some pictures here. And if anybody's watching out there, you can let me know if you think it's a stretch. Here's Evander Kane. So take a close look, and let me pull up Ryan Reaves, and let's see if I can if we see any similarities here. Okay, I think this might be a nice picture right here. I mean, cuz that's amazing, isn't it? With the Superman connection. I don't know if you can relate Superman maybe to fighters. You know, these fighters in hockey, every now and then they'll throw like a Superman punch, but that could be a stretch. So I don't, maybe not too. There may be other pictures where they're similar, but that is pretty interesting with these two black NHL players. There's not many, and I haven't known too many in the NHL throughout my life. You'll at any given time you may get like three or four roughly, and that could be a high number at the same time playing in the NHL. But anyways, I just thought it would be interesting to bring this up with the Evander Holyfield, Evander Kane, Ryan Reaves, Dean Kane portraying Superman, and Christopher Reeve portraying Superman as well. Okay? And this brings a whole nother thing up with maybe possibly Christopher Reeve. Maybe there could be some kind of connection there as well with Dean Kane. Something that maybe they're not making us aware of, right? We have to kind of go and do our own research, and they're not really going to tell us, right? So we just have to like kind of look at some of the pictures. And remember, Dean Kane's birthday is a couple of days before Evander Kane, the hockey player, right? So yeah, that's really, really interesting there. So let me pull up these images first, and we can look at Dean Kane and Christopher Reeve. As I've mentioned these two characters with other trending stories. So yeah, there may be something there as well. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting. With these guys who will have fights, physical play, with the Evander Holyfield connection, the Superman connection. Let's pull up Evander Kane here. And then these characters, Ryan Reaves, probably more known for fighting. This guy's kind of like an agitator. He'll fight from time to time. And look, it looks like they fought each other even. Oh, and one thing I didn't do is look at the Gematrinator calculator, which I may just kind of leave that alone this time. But you see these characters even fighting here. They fought each other. You see that? Right? Interesting. So yeah, I'll probably just leave the Gematrinator calculator alone and just kind of leave it at that. As I'm not trying to really go super deep on this. I just thought this would be fun to come on here and share that. So anyways, Ryan Reaves, Evander Kane, Christopher Reeve, Dean Kane, And remember, Dean Kane had the middle name George, like George Foreman, and we have the boxing match that was between Evander Holyfield and George Foreman, right? So, wow, it's amazing. So, I'll just go ahead and leave it at that, y'all. Again, this is kind of on the fly, interesting connections, something that makes you go, right? So, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Richard West. Your videos inspire me to kind of do this on this main channel rather than do a whole big complete breakdown on a separate channel. So I'm glad to be able to wow, look at this, man. So this is under Dean Kane and it says parents and it says Christopher Kane, like Christopher Reeve. Oh, what? This says this is one of his parents, Christopher Dean Kane. Are you serious? And look at his. So is this his dad? It says his son, Dean Kane. Look at this. Christopher, like Christopher Reeve, man. The other one of the other Supermans. So this it says this is Dean Kane's father. Look at his birthday, October 29. Now look when we go to Christopher Reeve. So Dean Kane's father, his birthday is 19 days after Christopher Reeve died. Christopher Reeve dies on October 10th. And Christopher Kane, Dean Kane's father, his birthday 19 days later. And S, Superman, S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. I can't. I can't do it. Shout out to y'all. Until next time.